Good evening. Welcome to Carol's Books and Storytime. Well, this time I want to talk to you about a poem, and it's by a very famous poet called Robert Frost. And it's called Stopping by the Woods on a Snowy Evening. Whose woods these are, I think I know. His house is in the village, though. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near, between the woods and frozen lake, and the darkest evening of the year. He gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there be some mistake. The only other sound's the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. This is one of the most beautiful poems that I've come across, and there's been a lot of debate about it. And when I was a lecturer at Ligongda University in China, the students did a lot of looking up on websites about this particular poem, and we had all sorts of different interpretations of it. A lot of people seem to say on the web that Robert Frost was thinking about committing suicide, and the students came down very heavily on this, that they also felt that because he'd stopped to look at the woods, he was thinking of going into the woods and doing away with his life. But my co-teacher and I had actually looked this up on Robert Frost's own website, and it was nothing of the kind. What had happened was he'd gone into the nearest town to buy presents for Christmas, and he'd loaded his sleigh up with these Christmas presents. And as he started on his journey back to his home, which was some miles away, the snow started, and he was just so taken by the sheer beauty of the snow as he went past these woods, which belonged to somebody that he knew, that he just wanted just to stop and marvel at the sheer beauty of it. And he'd have loved to have gone deeper into the woods and made tracks in the snow and played around in the snow like a child. But he didn't, because he had a sleigh full of presents for his family, and he'd promised them that he would be back in time for Christmas Eve. So he wasn't thinking of committing suicide, but that's what comes when people try to read into other people's words. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep.